1:47 p.m. Tour of Kalaupapa National Historical Park has concluded. That was quite interesting. Really glad that it worked out. I'm now here at the lower trailhead, and the hike back up 1,700 feet to what they call Topside is underway. Took me, I believe, an hour 23 to come down. In theory, it should be slower and more arduous going uphill, but I almost think it's going to take around the same amount of time, because going downhill, you have to baby step to avoid slipping and falling. So we'll see how it goes here. But I'll definitely be getting in my exercise with the climb back up, regardless of how long it takes. But I am curious to see what it will be in relation to the descending time. So oddly, there's a bunch of vehicles parked here. I don't know if those are people who live or work here, and this is like the park and walk lot, or they park their vehicle and then hike or take a mule back up instead of taking the little airplane. Bunch of bicycles here too, interestingly enough. And here's the sign for Kalaupapa National Historical Park. Now the 3.5 mile trail is definitely wrong. I think I tabulated it on the way down at about 2.6 or something like that. And here's the sign: entering Kalawao County, administered by the State of Hawaii Department of Health and the U.S. Department of the Interior National Park Service. The smallest county in the United States by land area, and also the smallest by population, and also a real oddity because it's a county, but it has no real county form of government. It's a state health department area and a national historical park. So it kind of exists as a county really only in this theoretical state. All right, well, off we go. Weather's pleasant. I am now at 3:22 a.m. Lucas time. I slept 31 hours over the last 2 days consecutively. Got up at around, I think it was like 6:15, 6:30 p.m. last night. So I should have been back in bed 3 hours and 22 minutes ago for a normal 16-hour awake day, but feeling pretty good. Obviously being outside and hiking and being on a tour helps with the energy level. It's my last day on Molokai, so after I get back up Topside, the last thing on my itinerary for Molokai is to go check out some of the beaches on the west side of the island near where I'm staying, and I still haven't gone to scope out yet. Oh, and there's some people taking a dip in the sea there. I assume they were probably on our tour. Looks very nice. Alright, so we've got the gradual flat section here to start off with along the ocean, and then the climb will begin. But what an interesting / bizarre place, huh? Only 7 Hansen's disease patients remaining. And I think he said they range from 77 to 95 years old. And then you have these Hawaii Department of Health state employees. I don't really know what they're doing there anymore. And of course the National Park Service staff. Just very odd. Like, we went to the National Historical Park and there was no like greeting by a park ranger, or I don't know if they even have a visitor center. It's just it's a really strange place. But hey, this is one of the more remote and difficult to get to units of the National Park Service, and I've been able to check that off my list now. So that'll do it for now. Already made it a quarter mile into the hike back here.
5 miles, average speed.
2:34 p.m. We're about halfway up in altitude, 846 feet, up to 1700. The mules are catching up now. Let's see here. 1.25 miles in now, so just a tad under halfway in distance. Nothing for these guys, they do this every day. Hey. You'll have a slight advantage over us. I think that's the whole mule convoy.
I think it is.
Whew. Oh, did I see you ladies going for a swim down below?
We did.
I thought so. That looked really nice and refreshing. And now you're catching up already. Impressive. Whew. Okay. Well, it's a lovely view here. My rest stop. Halfway up in elevation, almost halfway in distance, and almost to the halfway point of the 26 switchback, so making progress. But it's a little more slow going than I had thought it might be. Whew. .238, switchback 13. 13 down, 13 to go, approaching 1.3 miles shortly, which will be the halfway point by distance. Moving along here. Slowly but surely. Alright, it's 3:02. I'm now at 1.6 miles up, which means 1 mile to go. Been hiking for 1:16 now, so my intuition was not correct. It is going to take substantially longer to get back up than it is to get down. The slow little baby steps going downhill notwithstanding, do get some phenomenal views of the Kalaupapa Peninsula. Good news is most of the steepness is done. Current altitude is 1,320 feet, and the upper trailhead is around 1,700. Switchback 5, So only 5 switchbacks to go, or actually I guess it'd be 4 after this one. So making good progress, slowly but surely here. Getting a nice breeze now, up at a bit of altitude. Okay, 3:30. The hike is completed.
Activity stopped.
2.37 miles. 2.61 on the way down, but I think I kept it running further past the trailhead. So an hour 42 coming up. Well, I had an hour 23 going down. So actually it wasn't all that much longer. Maybe 20 minutes or so. Of course the distance is a little shorter, but anyhow, 1.39 miles per hour. Alright, well that was quite a fun and exciting adventure down to Kalaupapa National Historical Park. 3:30 p.m. now local time and 5:02 a.m. Lucas time. So I should just go back to my condo and go to sleep. But oh, the window back here is like popped open on my van. That's interesting. Okay. But anyhow, yeah, I'll figure it out in a minute here. Alright, gotta go to the mules. But check this adventure off. So anyway, I have to decide between just going back to the condo and going to bed or going to the beach.